Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. Today is 2026, June 23rd, Tuesday, and I am introducing a trending article from the archives today. I am your host, Ian now. We have a really fascinating topic to dive into right now. I tried to take a scan of my jokes the other day, but the doctor said they were completely transparent, just like my plans for the weekend. Well, no one ever laughs at that one. But anyway, let us get straight into the science. The title is Scalable Training of Spatially Grounded Target Vision Language Models for Radiology. The curl is EBSIV or EBSIV World 686.20,477 vol. It is long. Alright, let me break this down for you, because this paper is doing something incredibly important for the medical field. So the core problem this paper is trying to solve revolves around artificial intelligence in medicine, specifically vision language models used for radiology. Right now, these models are pretty good at making up medical images and generating text, like writing out a medical report. But they have a massive limitation, which is that they cannot reliably point to the specific region in the image they are talking about. This is what researchers call a lack of spatial grounding. When a model just spits out text without showing where it saw the issue, doctors find it very hard to trust the results, because the model might be hallucinating or making things up. Training models to actually point to the right spots on quote and make scans is super hard. Mostly because we just do not have enough data with manual limitations, since doctors are way too busy to sit around drawing boxes and thousands of scans to solve this massive data scarcity problem. The researchers introduced something called Rad Grounder. This is a multitask model that can generate reports, answer questions about medical images, and actually point to the exact location of the finding. They did this by creating an enormous dataset called Rad Two D, which contains over 1.2 million image and text pairs. But is super clever here is how they got the spatial labels without making humans do the work. They used an automated system called Total Segmentator, which creates three-dimensional masks of anatomical structures. And then they use large language models to match the text in the clinical reports to these visual masks. So, they basically use AI to teach another AI where things are, which is honestly brilliant and highly scalable. Now, let us compare this with other technologies out there. Previous models like MedGemini tried to do similar things, but they had to heavily filter their data, which left them with only about 4,000 images. That is just not enough to learn effectively at scale. Other models focus mostly on chest X-rays, like NextIgent. But Rad Grounder expands this to complex court and MRI slices. They also compared their model against standard medical models, like BioMedBlat and ClavaMed, and found that Rad Grounder performs just as well on question-answering tasks. It has the added superpower of spatial grounding. Crucially, they proved that forcing the model to ruin with things that does not ruin its ability to write good text. Usually, when you make an AI do too many things, its performance drops. But here, the language quality stayed high while adding visual verification for free. And they also invented a new way to grade the AI, because standard grading metrics are kind of broken for medical text. They created a metric called OneScore, where they use a powerful language model as a judge to read the reports and see if the facts are medically correct. They even made a spatial metric called GIOE, which checks if the model pointed to the right place and used the right medical words, which penalizes the model heavily if it hallucinates false positives and misses crucial diagnoses. This makes the evaluation way more realistic and aligned with what human experts would think. So, how does this actually apply to everyday life and real-world situations? We have thought of at least 3 specific application examples based on this paper. First, this technology can be used for automated preliminary screening and highlighting in hospitals. Imagine a busy emergency room where patients are constantly getting scans. Rad Grounder could immediately scan the images, write a draft report, and literally draw a box around the suspected problem areas, like an enlarged lymph node or a lesion. When the human radiologist opens the file, you do not have to search the whole image from scratch, because the AI has already grounded its findings. This saves precious time and reduces doctor fatigue, which ultimately means patients get their diagnoses much faster. Second, this would be an absolute game changer for medical education and training. Medical students spend years trying to figure out what tiny shadows on a quartz scan mean. With a model like Rad Grounder, students could practice reading scans, ask the AI questions about the image, and the AI would not just give them an answer, but it would draw a box on the screen to show exactly where the anatomy or abnormality is located, helping students learn spatial anatomy much more efficiently than just reading textbooks. Third, this concept can be applied to improve patient communication and transparency. Usually when a patient gets a radiology report, it is just a wall of confusing medical jargon, and they have no idea what it means or where the problem is in their body. By using this guided technology, hospitals could generate a patient-friendly version of the report, paired with their actual scan images, where the specific findings are clearly highlighted with color boxes. If the report says there is a small nodule in the left lung, the patient can look at the picture and see exactly where the AI and the doctor are looking. This demystifies the medical process, builds trust between patients and the healthcare system, and helps people understand their own health conditions so much better. Well, it is just incredible how far we have come. The fact that we can take millions of old hospital records, clean them up automatically using AI, and build a system that can actually point to what it is talking about, really shows the future of scalable medicine. Researchers even translated the German reports into English, making the dataset bilingual and reducing regional biases, which means this technology can help people all over the world. It is a huge step toward making artificial intelligence a trustworthy partner with clinical workflow, rather than just a black box that spits out text. Thank you for tuning in to today's deep dive. I hope you found this as fascinating as I did.